A woman used to run a small tailoring shop, good hands, good reputation, steady customers. Then a preacher told our congregation that true faith means giving up control. That if she really trusted God, she'd stop leaning on her own understanding and just believe for a miracle instead. So she closed the shop, sold the machine, and started attending prayer meetings 4 nights a week, waiting for a breakthrough. 10 years later, she's still waiting, and the tailor down the street who kept sewing, he owns 2 shops now. I'm not telling you that story to make fun of our faith. I'm telling you because I've seen these patterns too many times, and I think it's worth talking about honestly. So let's be clear about something upfront. This isn't an argument against God. This is an argument against how religion gets used because somewhere along the way, a lot of us were taught directly or indirectly that poverty is holy, that ambition is prideful, that wanting more for your life means you don't trust God enough. And that idea has quietly cost people everything. Think about how many people you know who were told to pray instead of plan, not pray and plan. So instead of learning a skill, saving consistently, or studying how money actually works, they were taught that discipline and strategy were somehow less spiritual than faith, as if God only shows up in the miracle and never in the budget spreadsheet. Meanwhile, verses like money is the root of all evil gets thrown around constantly. Except that's not even what the verse says. First Timothy 6:10 actually says the love of money is the root of all kind of evil. That's a completely different statement. One is one about greed and where your heart sits. The other has been twisted into a warning against having money at all. See, that one mistranslation repeated from enough pulpits has stopped an entire generation out of building wealth. Here's the second pattern, and it's a harder one to say out loud. Some people have been taught to give money they don't have, rent money, food money, emergency savings, because a leader convinced them that sacrificial giving guarantees a financial return. Sow your seed and watch God multiply it. And sure, generosity is a beautiful thing. I believe in it. But there's a difference between generosity and manipulation. When the person collecting the offering is building a bigger house while the other person can't pay their electric bill, that's not faith anymore. That's a business model wearing a religious costume. I'll be honest, I fell into a version of it myself. For a couple of years, I treated waiting on God as an excuse to avoid the doing hard, boring, unglamorous work of actually building something. It felt more spiritual to sit and pray for a breakthrough than to get a certification. Waiting felt safe, trying felt risky, and risk felt like lack of faith. But here's what I eventually realized: waiting isn't the same thing as faith. Sometimes waiting is just fear, wearing a Bible verse as a disguise. So, where does faith actually fit in all this? Honestly, right in the middle of the work. There's a story early in Genesis where God tells the first humans to walk the ground and take care of it, not sit and wait for the ground to feed you. Work was there before everything went wrong in that story. So work was never the punishment; it was the assignment. And later, Proverbs, a whole book basically obsessed with practical wisdom, talk about the ant who has no boss, telling it what to do, yet still stores up what it needs in the right season. That's not an anti-faith image. That's a picture of diligence being praised, not shamed. So here's one thing you can actually do today. Look at your life right now and ask, is there something I've been waiting on God for that actually just need me to take the next practical step? A class to sign up for, a budget to start, a business idea to finally test, not abandoning faith, just refusing to let faith become an excuse for standing still. You don't have to choose between trusting God and building a good life. You will never ask to. So maybe real faith doesn't look like sitting on your hands until a miracle drops on your lap. Maybe it looks like showing up, doing the work in front of you, and trusting God through that process. Religion told some people to wait for God while ignoring opportunities God has already placed in their hands. If this is something for you, I'd love to hear it. Drop a comment, tell me where you've seen this play out in your own life or family. And if you want more honest conversation like this, where faith actually meets real life, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.